So my whole Premium Strikers FPL Versus episode was pointless. Don't go Diego Costa, go Harry Kane. What's up guys, and welcome to FPL Today in association with FPL Updates. That's right, if you look at the corner of my screen you can see the FPL Updates logo because my show is being put up on FPL Updates every week, moving on for the rest of this season. So go over there, sign up for FPL Updates, make sure to create your own account and feel free to leave comments in their post as well. I will be answering on there as well as my own comment section. Go show them what a great January transfer window acquisition they have made. But let's get straight on into the show for today. And my question of the week is, did you know about the Diego Costa situation? If you did, what did you do to counteract it? And if you didn't, how badly did it affect your game week? For me, I went and transferred in Olivier Giroud. He did come in for me. I did put my captain's armband on him. He scored one goal but then got subbed off in 60 minutes. So I really wish I had the money for Harry Kane, because Harry Kane would have been the straight swap I would have made, but Harry Kane was 0.2 million more expensive and I didn't have the funds. I ended up the game week with 91 points with a -4 hit because of Diego Costa, and that -4 hit means I ended up with 87 points. The average for the game week was 56 though, and the highest score was 145. My total points now sits at 1,197. and my game week rank was 107,636. My overall rank now is at 20,118, just above that 20,000 mark. Great game week for me, pushed me back up the rankings and I'm feeling good. So let me know in the comments down below how you are doing for the game week and in the overall rankings down below. As far as classic and head-to-head leagues, it was all greens across the... Kurtjoy. Why mess up my game week? I beat everyone. In the game week I get 87 points. You have to go and get... I thought we were friends. Anyway, apart from my defeat to Kurtjoy in his head-to-head league, it was green arrows across the board. Still top of the JNO Invitational, which is a little classic league I've invited a bunch of FPL writers and YouTubers into. So I'm happy about that. But I'm not happy about losing to Kurtjoy. His channel will be in the description on YouTube down below. Now we look at the dream team, and the dream team of the week would have got you 150 points without a captain's armband, and the players I'm focusing on, Alonso. I've been telling you how good Alonso is. Ignore the fact I told you West Brom players would be a good choice. I should have really made it very clear that first game, and I did say it but I didn't make it clear, that first game against Tottenham was not why I was hot listing West Brom players. It's the fixtures after. But Alonso was another player on my hot list, and he came in big with 2 goals and a clean sheet, scoring absolutely massive points for me. I was laughing the entire Chelsea game. Could Alonso now take this momentum and keep scoring goals? Because if he does, he could be an essential defender in the Fantasy Premier League. With the Diego Costa situation, what Chelsea player do you think is a must-have? Because it looks like they're going to continue their winning ways. Plenty of points in midfield this week. Sanchez only got into the 4-man midfield with 11 points. Morales scored 14. Arnautovic and Antonio scored 15 apiece. West Ham actually looked pretty good without Dimitri Payet. Do they plan on proving a point to their rogue Frenchman and have a really strong second half of the season? I would absolutely love that as a West Ham follower. Maybe this means the likes of Andy Carroll and Antonio can become Fantasy Premier League assets again. And then strikers. I said pick Costa over Kane, and then the fates conspired against me. Did you listen to my advice? If you did, my sincerest apologies. Kane clearly right now is the better Fantasy Premier League option. I had Eriksen and Kyle Walker though, so I did have Tottenham coverage and did get points from that game. But if you have the money, Kane is now the player to have alongside. I'd still say Ibrahimovic. So we move on to the star of the week, and my star of the week has to be Marcos Alonso. I've been wanting to put him as the star of the week for so long. Coming in at 6.5 million, he got 21 points for this game week, coming in with 2 goals and getting a clean sheet with a shot accuracy of 66.7% in that game. And the fool of the week goes to Claudio Bravo, coming in at 5.2 million. He's the replacement for Joe Hart, and he had 4 shots on target against him and conceded all 4. For that, you get into the fool of the week spot. Now we move on to the hot list for game week 22, and this week we are looking at the stats for the last 4 game weeks as well as the fixtures to come. In the goalkeeper position, Tom Heaton for me has risen above Ben Foster with Lee Grant in 3rd in the FPL Hotlist. Tom Heaton coming in at 4.9 million, has had 2 clean sheets in the last 4 game weeks, has conceded 3 goals and has made 10 total saves. His fixtures are a bit mixed, with Arsenal away, with Leicester at home, Watford away, Chelsea at home, Hull away and then Swansea away. But Tom Heaton can get you points even when he concedes because of those save points. He's one of the top keepers in the Fantasy Premier League for a reason this season. We move on to defenders, and we have Danny Rose coming up top above Marcus Alonso and Seamus Coleman. Now I know you'd have thought Marcus Alonso would have been in the top spot there, but Danny Rose and Kyle Walker, but I think Danny Rose just pips him, even though I have Kyle Walker in my team and I probably won't make the transfer. Danny Rose comes in at 6 million, has no goals in the last 4 game weeks, but he has had 4 attempts. He has had an assist and has created 9 chances in total, giving a minute per chance creation rate of 36.9 minutes. They do have Man City next, but they've not been playing too well. Then they have Sunderland and Middlesbrough, with Liverpool before Stoke and Everton. Now the reason I've gone with Danny Rose is I just feel like he's more likely to get assists than Kyle Walker. So if neither of them score, Danny Rose, for me, is probably going to get more assist points. But Kyle Walker is just as good an option right now. We then move on to the midfielders, and Alexis Sanchez has risen above Matt Phillips, and then Junior Stanislas is in the 3rd position. The reason Matt Phillips and Junior Stanislas get there is because they're enablers to have some of the big hitters with their cheaper prices. But Alexis Sanchez gets into the top spot, coming at 11.9 million. He has 2 goals in the last 4 game weeks. He's had 24 attempts in those game weeks with 9 on target. He's assisted 4 goals and has created 12 chances in those 4 games. Goal involvement rate is at 30%, and the fixtures are looking good in the long run for Arsenal, with Burnley and Watford coming up next. Chelsea will be the difficult game, with Hull and Southampton before facing Liverpool. We then go on to the forwards, and Zlatan Ibrahimovic keeps the top spot just above Harry Kane. I thought about swapping them over, and then Jermaine Defoe is coming in at 3rd. Zlatan Ibrahimovic for me just pips it because he comes in at 11.6 million, which is more expensive, but he has 3 goals and 3 assists. Attempts, he's had 15, with 9 of those attempts on target and 8 chances created, with a goal involvement of 75%. Now I think that Tottenham side can get goals from elsewhere other than Kane, and Kane isn't really a player that gets that many assists, whereas I believe the Man United side relies so much on Zlatan Ibrahimovic that you know he's probably going to get you a goal or assist in most games. That is why I picked Zlatan Ibrahimovic in the hot list just above Harry Kane. But if you ask me, you should be trying to have both of them in your team. Watch Harry Kane get a offer from China this week just to prove me wrong. So that wraps up the hot list for today. Is there anyone I missed and that you are keeping an eye on? Make sure to put it in the comments down below so other people can know who they should be considering to put in their FPL sides. And now we move on to next week's fixtures in game week 22, and the first one I'm looking at is Liverpool versus Swansea. Liverpool will want to pick up 3 points at home after their draw against Manchester United, and they're coming up against a Swansea side who just conceded 4 against Arsenal. Swansea still have a lot of work to do, and while Sigurdsson and Llorente might still be options to keep your eye on, is there any confidence in that Swansea team to have any of their players? This is where you need your Liverpool assets to score and the ones everyone else has not to. This could really change your game week depending on who scores those Liverpool goals. Will this also be the return for Philippe Coutinho? Who are you needing to score in this fixture? Let me know down below. We then have Crystal Palace versus Everton. One team coming off a big 3-0 defeat, the other team coming off a big 4-0 win. Will fortunes change here? Do Everton now have some cheap FPL options we should be considering in Davis coming at 4.3 million and Lookman coming in at 5.5 million as a midfielder? Are you considering either of them? We then have Man City versus Spurs. Well, what a time to take a road trip to the Etihad. Can Spurs keep up their form and deliver another blow to Man City and Pep Guardiola? Does anyone still have Aguero, or is everyone now on the Kane and Ibrahimovic double team? A good game week from Kane and a blank from Aguero, and it will almost certainly make Aguero lose his royalty status in FPL. I say bring back Mancini. We also have Arsenal versus Burnley. Points for Giroud and Sanchez are expected in this home fixture, and it should be easy points to FPL managers because Burnley are more resilient at home than they are away. And then we have Chelsea versus Hull. Hull always are on this list. Yes, they won last weekend, but this is Chelsea. Now, if this had been a weaker side, maybe Hull would have stayed out of my fixtures to watch for the game week. But with Chelsea playing, I'm hoping for another big game week for Alonso. Will Diego Costa be back? Because Conte says it was just a back injury that kept him out of the game and nothing untoward. So we'll have to keep an eye on this game, see if Costa is back. Because I still would like Costa in my FPL side, because I can afford him. So were there any fixtures I missed? If there were, leave down in the comments down below what fixtures you are keeping your eye on and why. We now move on to the captain poll, and as of filming this, Alexis Sanchez is coming in top of the captain poll for his game against Burnley. Eden Hazard is coming in at second because he's been moved into the striker role from the last game, and then Zlatan Ibrahimovic takes up the third spot. Now, out of those two options, I'll be looking at Sanchez and Ibrahimovic more than Hazard, just because although Hazard looked very good in their last game, I would suggest that the points might be shared between Pedro, Willian and Hazard if those remain the front three. So that is why I wouldn't go with Hazard. I'm going to go with Alexis Sanchez. In this season, he has scored 14 goals, which is top for a midfielder. He's had 7 assists, which is joint third for midfield. Attempts on goal, he's had 72, just behind Christian Eriksen. Shot accuracy is 41.7% with a goal conversion rate of 19.4%. Chances created, he's created 56 chances for his teammates, and his goal involvement is just below 50% at 44.7%. Let me know who your captain choice is for the week, and if you have any captain choice dilemmas, we are here to help you, so leave that in the comments down below as well. My differential for the game week, and this is a bit of a gut feeling more than a statistical point of view, but my differential is going to be Pedro. He's only owned by 4.6% of players, and if Diego Costa stays out the side, Pedro may be given more space to roam forward, as is Willian, so he's also a good option to move forward into those spaces. They rotated very well, those three, in the game against Leicester. He's had 1 goal in the last 2 game weeks. Goal involvement rate puts him at 33.3%. Attempts he's had 3 with 2 on target. Now those stats don't jump out at me, but just watching that game and looking forward, Pedro may start to get some returns that are very tasty for a £7 million player. And finally, to end off the show, we go with the red herring, and my red herring for the week will be Philippe Coutinho. 8.3 million, he is a great player. I'm waiting to put him back in my side. You can either approach this in 2 ways. Try and put him in before the price rises back up, or wait till you're sure that Klopp will risk him. Because this is against Swansea. I would put money on Liverpool winning this game without Coutinho. Will Klopp just give him a run out, not play the full game, or will he risk him for the entire 90 minutes, or will he just not play him at all? I won't be taking the risk until I'm sure of what is going to happen. You can take the risk, I'm just saying it is a potential red herring for game week 22. Anyway guys, thank you so much for tuning in as always. Thanks to FPL Updates for being associated with my FPL Today show. Make sure to subscribe if you're new around here, smash that like button, leave as many comments in the comment section down below. I will be trying to answer them both on here and on the FPL Updates website. I've been JNO, you guys have been awesome, and remember, it's all about the game.